special. I just love his confidence. He knows that at any point he can do something special. He's a generational talent. Shannon, do you see a lot of Steph in Mahomes?
I do. Skip, now Mahomes hasn't revolutionized the game like Steph. The three-point shot, as we see it now, Skip, now he wasn't the first to take it. He doesn't have the most, but he made it important. He was the one that says, you know, not all analytics say, Skip, do not, unless it's a layup or a dunk, do not shoot a 20-foot two-point shot. Back up another 2.5 feet or 3 feet and shoot a three-point shot.
Yep.
And that's Steph Curry. And because he's revolutionized the game, Skip, the shots that he takes was only taken before Steph Curry. You only shot the shots that Steph is taking now, early in the shot clock, at the end of the half, or end of the quarter, or end of the shot clock.
Yeah. Reggie Miller was the closest to trying to utilize it.
But Steph is shooting threes with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Logo threes. I mean, Skip, he shot a shot the other two or three nights ago, a half-court shot that was contested and made it. So he's revolutionized the game, but he'll try anything, anywhere. Mahomes will try any throw, anywhere on the field. Rolling left, like, no, don't throw the ball back across your body to the middle of the field, Patrick. Okay, good shot, good pass. No, you can't retreat 15 yards and throw the ball 25 yards down the field. Man, that was a hell of a pass. You see that? And that's what Steph is talking about. Steph will try anything. The shot the other night, Skip, he got fouled. He thought about passing it, and he heard the whistle go off, and he turns his back, throws it up over his head, it goes in.
Well, that's the old Jordan-esque shot.
But the thing is, Skip, all that stuff that you see Steph Curry does, he says, I practiced it. I practiced all those shots, and people think it's just, you just messing around while you messing around. Come game time, it's second nature. Every throw that you've seen Patrick Mahomes make in a game, I guarantee you he's practiced it.
Okay.
And you get upset at Andy for letting him practice
I do.
But I do see the comparison between the way they play the game and the improvisational skills that they will try anything, anywhere.
Okay. I agree. I see the comparison. I'm not surprised that Steph reached for Patrick Mahomes. Steph's on another tear as we speak.
He's unbelievable.
He's re-entering the MVP conversation. He won back-to-backs, obviously. I do see a whole lot of Mahomes and Steph and Mahomes. But it's fitting that Steph would reach for Mahomes. Here's my issue, especially with Steph, to a smaller degree with Patrick. So far, I have a small body of work with Patrick. He's played in 2 Super Bowls. He's played subpar in both Super Bowls, says QBR, any stats, whatever. Just subpar. He's better than that. He hasn't been as great in either of the 2 Super Bowls as he was in the regular seasons, especially when he won the MVP.
Right.
Steph Curry has never, ever lived up to his regular seasons in his postseasons. And he's been to the finals 5 times, and obviously he has a grand total of 0 MVPs in the finals. Not all his fault, obviously, but no MVPs. And then if you look hard at his numbers, they're just down across the board in the postseason. They're still spectacular.
They're great.
They're great, but like his regular season his career percentage from the field is 48, and it's down to 45 in playoff games. 3 points, 44% regular season, sensational. Drops down to 40 in playoff games. But then if you look closer in the key moments, the clutch moments, the crucial moments, especially what your man LeBron benefited from back in 2016 when they came from 3-1 down. Saw the story the other day. In fact, we did the story here about LeBron occasionally calls Ray Allen and says, thank you for that shot.
Right.
Well, I think he should also call Steph and say, thank you for what you didn't do to us in the final 3 games, 5, 6, and 7 in 2016, because Steph was horrible in all 3 games. It wasn't just one. You're up 3-1.
Right.
It's your baby. Now, there's no Kevin Durant, so it's pretty much on your shoulders. You are the star of stars on your team. You're a 2-time MVP winner. And in those 3 games, he combined to shoot 37% from the floor, 36% from 3 by his standards. 15 of 42 is horrible. And he averaged 4 turnovers a game by his standards, very high. And then we start to go to the fourth quarters of those games. And combined in those fourth quarters, He shot 30% from the floor and 25% from three in 3 straight fourth quarters. Well, that's horrible by his standards. Then we go to the guts of it. Do you remember Game 7? This is in his house. This is Oracle.
Well, you talk about the pass behind the back just to
he
Clay.
threw it out of bounds. Yeah, he threw it in like the 3rd row, right? That's in the 4th quarter. But look at his numbers for the game. This is it. This is for all the mark. You can right the wrong of nearly blowing a 3-1 lead. Steph Curry at Oracle in Game 7 goes 6 of 19, 4 of 14 from 3, and then in the 4th quarter, he goes 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 5 from 3. Well, it's just, this is your game. And remember how many, they went for like 3 minutes down the stretch. Nobody could buy a basket until finally Kyrie said, okay, I'll make one.
Right.
And he made one that stood up.
Right.
Okay. So look at the numbers. Look at Game 6 of the closeout. It was the closeout game against Kawhi and the Raptors.
Right.
There's no KD. It's on Steph's shoulders at home. And once again, in the 4th quarter, it's a back and forth, up and down game. He shoots 1 of 6 from the floor and 0 of 4 from 3 in the 4th quarter. This is to at least get you back where
Game
you
7
get a Game 7 at Toronto, okay?
You probably not winning that game because Clay had gone down. Remember, Clay tears his knee up in Game 6.
He did. Okay, so my point is, Steph has never really lived up to all this in the postseason. And I always say, well, the postseason's it. Your legacy is made in the postseason.
Well, Skip, if you look at the last two the finals that he won with KD, he was exceptional. But KD was just on another planet. KD averaged 35, but Steph Curry averaged like 28, 29, 8 and 8.
Right. So, and you can also, if you go back to the 2015 finals, Iggy won it because Iggy changed the course of the finals when in Game 4 at Cleveland, he was inserted into the starting lineup. Not only did he guard LeBron, but he scored 20 himself. And they took off, and he won Finals MVP. And Steph had a case for it, but he didn't win it. Okay.
Skip, so if you look at it, both the champions, both the MVPs, both were first-round draft picks, but both have had their doubters. Because, man, he's too little. He can't get that shot off. He can't hold up. They're going to bang him around, yada, yada, yada. Boom. Oh, man, Patrick Mahomes, all they did was throw the ball at Texas Tech. I mean, anybody that comes out of that system, we see them.
No, I agree.
And so...
and I'll be the first to say, I did not see Patrick Mahomes coming, and I don't think you did either.
No. No. And so I think, and both what, Skip? Both of their dads, what did they do? Played professional sports.
They did. It's a big point.
Yes. And now, although Patrick Mahomes' dad did not play football, he was a baseball player, well, Steph's dad played basketball, and he was there to see.
He was a great shooter also.
Great shooter.
Yes.
Great shooter.
Okay, so it's even ironic to me, a lot of MVP talk after Steph. He's on this crazy tear. He had 40 last night against Orlando at Golden State. But then that was a teeter-totter back-and-forth game. And in the 4th quarter, I looked to see what Steph did. And again, he had 10 of 19 threes for the game. But you look at the 4th quarter, and he was okay. 2 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3, scored 8 points. But he got outscored by Juan Toscano Anderson on his own team, who had 9 points. So it wasn't like he took over the 4th quarter of this game. And yet, they're talking MVP for Steph.
But the thing is, Skip, also is that they left him out to rest for a lot because he was already over his allotted minutes. And, you know, they're trying to keep him around 33, 34 minutes. But I think he's around 37, 38. So they kept him out a lot longer. And they made that push. They made that run in the 4th without him.
They did. And he's been holding him back against my Spurs the other night. Held him back in the 4th quarter, and the Spurs won the game. But then they went back-to-back at Spurs, and they blew out the Spurs. So the point is, they're playing. They're better than I thought, but they're 14-12 now. Okay, is that good enough to win an MVP?
No, they're gonna have. He's gonna have to make the playoffs. They're gonna have to make the playoffs, and they got a chance to.
They got a shot
because he's playing like this. They're gonna be in every game. So that's the biggest thing. They're actually better than I thought they would be, considering that they lost Steph. I mean, Skip, they lost Clay. Because I didn't even expect them to be this good. But I don't know if anybody thought Steph was going to go back to. He's playing better than when he won the unanimous MVP. If you can believe that, Skip.
I agree. No,
he's playing better than that.
Okay. Well, if they do make the playoffs, I need to see a little more in the playoffs from Steph Curry. That's all I'm saying.
I'll take him.
Okay.
I sure wish he...
Well, you would have taken him in 2016 because he handed you the championship.
Yeah, it was nothing.